Hey, good evening traders, Mark here from TradeAndTrain. What a first 24 hours we've had in the market since the open last night. I'm going to start with the NASDAQ, and the reason for this is the market opened last night and it started 3.3% down. We had the market absolutely drop. If we just go to the daily chart, we will see what today's candle has printed, and if we just look at this, there needs to be a little update because obviously the 2022 year low got exceeded last week. But if we see where the market effectively closed on Friday, and then the open was, it was literally 3.3% down. It came all the way down into the 2020-22 year low at 13.7. And it's now actually finishing the day positive. Okay, we've got 45 minutes left until the close of play, but it looks like it's going to finish the day positive, which, if I'm brutally honest, I never saw this happening. I released a little update video which said when the market opens on Sunday night, I'm expecting dollar strength, I'm expecting indexes to sell off and gold rally. Well, that's what we got instantly. But straight after that, the markets have pretty much reversed ever since. All gaps were closed. If we just take a look at this on the hourly chart, and you just basically have a look at what's happened since the market opened last night, which we can see effectively this is your gap down, and then ever since, just had the early hours through Asian session, then it's literally just rallied. Tomorrow, what are we going to see tomorrow? Well, it's month end, so was it a strong finish to month end, balancing of books? I have no idea. If you're a long-term investor, you're going to see opportunities like this, whether it's natural disasters, wars, conflict, pandemics. You're going to see these opportunities as a great way to average your price down. And over the years, it'll pay dividend to buy constantly throughout the year, whether it's prices rallying or prices falling. The price will average out throughout the course of the year. But this candle is looking extremely bullish. I think a break of today's high and we'll run on towards 14.6. Obviously, sentiment can shift in a split second with what's happening over in the Ukraine. But the consensus is, apart from the likes of, say, the euro, pretty much everything has turned positive. So euro is really struggling in comparison to everything else. So I think the place to be looking is, right, well, what's strengthening? Well, yen strengthening, Swiss is really strengthening. So Swiss is the leader in the day in terms of strength. It's up 0.9% against the US dollar. Then the Japanese yen's 0.5% up, and euro's 0.5% down. So euro Swiss short, euro yen short. That's the trade of the day in terms of volatility. So let's just take a look at some of these yen pairs, and we'll start with euro yen. And let's just take a look at the bigger picture. We'll zoom out and say, right, what's happening on the daily? Where do we see some key support? Where do we see some structural points? You can see right now there's a short-term trend line that's come in here, and we've had a couple of rejections through here. The initial rejection here, a close below here would signify a potential move back down in towards this 128 area, and then next stop's going to be down to 127.50s through that zone. So how can we look at potentially trading this move? Well, I think you're going to have to drop down to a smaller time frame, have a look, see what's happening in terms of structural points. We can see, I think this is a simple sort of move to look for through early London session for those not scalpers, but those that want to take a morning little break for maybe 20-30 points. We can see if we get a 4-hour close below 128.78, we should be able to fill this zone in here quite comfortably, which is best part of 70 points. We should be able to see that move into here. So looking for any sort of 4-hour close below this zone here, we can look to fill that in there, and then we'd expect potential further move down. So that's looking good for euro yen for some more move to the downside. Euro Swiss. Now Euro Swiss, where is this chart? this is in a real key demand area right now. But what we have to look at is we shorted this, we sent this out to our members, and you know, we hit target 1 and 2 overnight, which fantastic. But where we currently find ourselves is that price could potentially come down towards around the 102.60, and what we need to look at is when price is in this area here, what's happening with euro dollar and what's happening with dollar Swiss, because ultimately if we're seeing more downside on dollar Swiss and euro dollar is struggling, then we're probably going to see euro Swiss continue to move lower, rather than just looking and saying, right, okay, we've got some nice support area here, we can see that the market's rejecting this, it's going to come in here and we're going to bounce. Well, we have to look at the bigger picture. What's happening with euro dollar? Could we potentially find any support anywhere where this market might find some dollar buyers? So if we just come across into this area here, well, what we did find is that price didn't quite make it into this low down here at 1.1129, 1.1130 area, but it did attempt it, and then we've seen a little bit of a relief. Euro dollar is a pretty horrible chart in terms for clarity. There's nothing really sort of jumping out and saying, right, well, we're going to break out, we're going to move. This is analysis from the previous week's charts. So where I'm looking at right now is, I think for long trades we really want to be above sort of 1.1270, and for short, really we need to be below 1.1130. And if we look at it on a smaller time frame, you know, this is all noise. We can see through this area here, this is all noise. So you're not going to be able to trade in here. You can trade above into this area here, and we can trade below. So ultimately I'm not making any decisions up on euro dollar. Looking at dollar Swiss reacted beautifully off a key resistance level, which we highlighted for our members, and you know, it's something that the market has reacted from quite nicely previously. You can see we've got structure through here, 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 and here, with this like double top false break initially here. Now, one thing we might find is that through 91.50 we might find some buyers of dollar Swiss, but if we go any lower than 91.50, the next sort of main area is going to be through 91. I'm just gonna pull this, where are we here? There we go. So just through this area here, so around 91 would expect to see some potential buyers. Now that's what you're going to watch out for, because if price comes into here and you are buying Swissy, what we did see previously is Swissy sold off when price tested this area with dollar Swiss. So this is something you probably want to correlate if you are, let's say, buying Swissy, looking at, right, when price tests this area, maybe this way you want to de-risk a little bit on those Swiss trades. Let's take a look at pound yen, because I want to focus on those yen pairs. Higher time frame, looking at the 4-hour chart, what do we have? Trading within a range. We can see the market operating between 157.50 and 153. Now in here we've got short-term head and shoulders pattern, where you can see here we've got a high on the left hand side, little double top here, rejection at 158. Then we've got the right shoulder in here and our neckline through there, and price has just broken through it, and now we're consolidating in this area. So essentially I'd be very keen on price to run up here into the neckline to then look to short it back down into those lows. However, we might find that there's going to be a small range formed where we currently lie, which is, let's just zoom into that area now here. So what we might find is that price might just run back up into 155.06 or around 155 even handle. We might get that third rejection, so we've got 1, 2, potentially a third, so we might see price run up in here, look for a shorting opportunity through here, trade it back down into this area, leave a little bit on to run down into 153s, but clear sells below 153, so alerts for shorting below 153, Opportunity, if we do get above 154.90, then there's going to be longs into around 156. So using this range to trade within, but if we get a close above, then we should see a quick run up in towards 156, and then you can use that neckline to get short again. So a real nice couple of trading opportunities here on those yen pairs. And I'm going to finish off with Bitcoin actually, because Bitcoin is a market I've been looking to get on the short side of, and with this most recent rally, I think this is potentially going to provide the opportunity for us to get short. So if we just take a look at the structure points that I'm interested in at the minute, you'll see prices. We had this little double top here where price rallied, correcting, impulse. We broke new highs, but then broke back down and tested the 42 even handle. We had a then failed attempt at getting back above this high before we then sold off quite aggressively, putting in several new lows and lower highs. Before we found a bid, we've rallied, we've pulled back down, and now we've come back up into that key structure neckline area. So I'm looking for shorts underneath this current 4-hour candle, where I'm going to be looking to get short this market. Sensible areas to be looking to take some profits off would be in this area here, 39,500. Next one in and around here, around 3,800, which is where we can see a big impulsive bid coming into the market. And then in and around 36. If we get below 35, expect to see the market push down into 31 and potentially 30,000. This area is where I really want to be interested in looking for buying opportunities in Bitcoin. I do feel that we could see this market flush right down here, but you know, I'll trade what I see, and if price remains above 35,000, I'm not going to try and keep shorting a market that you can see isn't actually getting there. So as we currently see right now, the market is reacting quite well with structure, and we're just going to look at trading this rejection here, but being strategic. And even though we have a viewpoint that the market could head back down towards 31,000 and 30,000, we're going to be very aggressive with taking profits off the table, because we want to be off here, and leaving some to take the rest off here. And then we'll wait for that next opportunity. If price breaks and closes below, and then we'll look at trading again to the short side. Ethereum is very, very similar. I'm not going to trade Ethereum though, based on the fact that if we look at the structural point, it already tagged the neckline here previously. So that if I was taking the trade, it should have been taken previous week, and I didn't take it because of where Bitcoin was. I wanted to see Bitcoin rally, tag the structure in here, the neckline, which it didn't do. So this is why I've been patient, waiting for this opportunity to then short. Now if Bitcoin is going to sell off, that's going to pull all these markets down with it. We can see a sea of green right now, but that could change very, very quickly if we are going to see those markets drop away. So just trade carefully, guys, and don't take any unneeded risk. So if you did enjoy the analysis today, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to the channel. It'd be nice to see you here. And if you've got any questions or want any chart sharing tomorrow or in the future, please comment below, and we'll make sure we look at those charts for you in due course. Have a great evening, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.